There's a quote, I believe it was Roosevelt. What was his first name? Was it Frank?
You have Franklin Delano.
Frank D. Roosevelt. There was a quote, you guys could look it up, anybody could look it up, where he said, presidents are not elected, they are selected. And so that's my belief. I believe that, I know a lot of people might get offended because they make you feel like you have power to vote, like that's the only power, but there's a lot that goes on in the background, bankers, the Rothschilds, all that stuff. But as far as politics, for that reason, I don't really get involved in politics. But if I was to vote, which I don't, and I had to choose, I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm not none of that. I don't support none of them. My church, of course, they support Trump more. My pastors, because the other side, the left or the Democrats, whatever you want to call it, they've gone so far to the place where they're okay with babies being killed, almost up to the time of birth, and they see no problem with that. As a Christian, of course, I'm against that. I believe a baby is a baby from the point of conception. I do believe, yeah, of course, a woman, someone that's raped, different things. I could understand the argument, man. But there's different methods. You can have abortion. You can have adoptions. There's different ways you can go about it. So that's that. They're really open about the whole homosexual agenda. They support that. And Jesus died for homosexuals too. Their sin is not greater than mine. Jesus loves homosexuals just like he loves me and you, man. But with that being said, I'm a father. I have a 3-year-old son, and I don't believe it's okay for two men to raise a baby as if that's a family unit. That's not the way God created it, man. He created man and woman to procreate. A man and a man cannot procreate. A woman and a woman cannot procreate. And so I have to stand for those issues, man. And the only ones that are standing for those issues is the other side, which is, just happens to be Trump. But so that's how I feel, man. If I had to choose, I would have to go with them because the Democratic side, that's just a little bit that I mentioned.
So those two issues are pretty much deal breakers for you: abortion and the openness to.
It's an agenda. I call it. It's a homosexual agenda that they're pushing, not just on. They're pushing on society. They're pushing on society. It's all over. It's all over our media. It's all over it's everywhere. Everywhere you turn to where they're trying to normalize it, and they're trying to blur the lines, man. And the reason I believe it's important is because as a father, I don't want my son to be confused. Yeah, I can teach him, but at the same time, you shouldn't be trying to push that kind of stuff on society to where a young child can be confused, man. Or where that child can even say, hey, Mom, I want to be a girl at the age of 6 or 7. And there's cases in the Supreme Court right now behind that kind of stuff. They're trying to say it's okay for that young child to say he wants to be a girl. No, man, just because he has a desire, he has a thought, doesn't mean you have to follow through with that. I can have a thought of being as a married man, with being with another woman, but do I have to follow through with that? There's a difference. I can have that desire, or even like a woman, another woman has a desire to be with another woman. She can have that desire, but that doesn't mean she's gonna follow through with that. Okay, and now I'm a homosexual. That doesn't make her a homosexual, man. We all have desires and we all have choices.
Now, homosexuality is certainly nothing new. I mean, this even goes back to biblical times. Yeah. I believe the Greeks were trying to, I guess if you want to call it an agenda,
culture. Yeah.
They were pushing that type of sexual activity.
Romans too.
Thousands of years ago. So what's the difference today than 2,000-3,000 years ago?
There ain't no difference. Everything still stands, man. There ain't no difference. The difference is we're in a different time, different culture. And the Bible spoke about, Jesus said, they asked Jesus about how it's going to be in the end times, towards the end days, right? The last days, and this is how we know. He said, as it was in the days of Noah, so it's going to be before the time of the coming of the Son of Man, right? While when you look into those days, I'm sure you've heard of Sodom and Gomorrah. They were in a culture where it was normal. It was being normalized. And what happened? What did God do? He destroyed. There's a lot more to it, man. Where fallen angels were mixing with humans. You can find that in the book of Genesis chapter 6.
Nephilim.
The Nephilim. You can start looking into all that. That's a whole rabbit hole. But we know that these things were happening. And God, you know, they started trying to even change the DNA. And they're doing that right now. We're headed there right now. Transhumanism. All this comes into play, man. The mark of the beast. This fallen angel technology. All this stuff. It's coming to play right now. And so
thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description. And thanks for watching StreetTV.net.